close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms.
Sitting pretty at the top of the Premier Division table, league duties take a brief sidestep as Vauxhall Motors are back in Cheshire Senior Cup action and welcome VanEupen Arena National League side Altrincham to the VanEupen Arena for this quarter-final tie. The game was originally drawn and scheduled to take place at the J. Davidson Stadium, but was switched at the request of the Greater Manchester club. All of which means, after a gruelling run of away games, the Motors are finally back in action here at the VanEupen Arena. First time at home since the 2nd of December. But apparently Vauxhall get to decide when their home games get played. They face Altrincham, who currently sit 13th in the National League, the 5th tier of English football. They arrive here on the back of a 2-0 defeat to Boreham Wood. And with the visit of Hollywood-backed Wrexham this coming Saturday, you fancy wholesale changes are in order for Altrincham. Whatever side manager Phil Parkinson puts out, however, high-flying Vauxhall will see this as a potential scalp and the potential to knock off a National League side. A semi-final against either Nantwich Town or Crewe Alexandra awaits tonight's victors.
So James, how's your time with Vauxhall Motors so far?
I've really enjoyed my time so far. I've only been here for a couple of weeks. I think I've only completed 2 or 3 training sessions so far. Plenty of games. All the lads made me feel really welcome. I'm enjoying my time. I think there's a really good group of lads here. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season.
How did the move come about?
It was out the blue, to be honest. Left witness, and I was thinking I was going to have some time off over Christmas. When Mick just got in touch, messaged me, spoke to me. I was quite excited about the project and I thought, yeah, let's get involved. I knew Luke Buckley from Prescott, so I knew him and it was a familiar face, and I thought, yeah, let's give it a go.
You played a good time during the club?
It couldn't be better really, could it? I think sometimes it's always difficult going into a winning dressing room. Top of the league, lads may be questioning why they brought myself in. Everyone's doing well. Good competition for places. I think with my experience, it's good for me to come in, just help the lads and hopefully see them over the line at the end of the season.
What was it like during the club, during the season, the mid-season? How difficult was it?
It's tough. Everyone's sort of established their positions, their partnerships. I think I was really fortunate when I come in. My first game was against Withenshaw, and fortunate for me, Mitch got himself sent off, so it meant I could get a little bit of game time nice and early. But the lads have made it an absolute breeze, to be honest. It's been really easy to come in, they've really welcomed me, and it's been really nice. And
your debut, a relatively uneventful game against Withenshaw Town, 5 red cards, must have been fun.
I know, it was top of the table clash, wasn't it? I think at the time they were top, and we were just behind. The lads put in a great performance. First half, just controlled the game, nullified their threats, and then second half you could see that their lads sort of, their heads were going a little bit. The crowd were getting on the back and trying to wind our players up. So it was an interesting first game. 5 red cards. Tried to go on and settle the game down, and I think 2 more got sent off and I come on, so didn't do that quite successfully. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
And you formed a pretty tidy centre-back partnership with Marcus James in the last 2 games against Ashton Athletic and the Isle of Man. How has it been playing alongside them?
It's been comfortable, really. I've slipped in there, and I think Mark is experienced just as I am. And you just get on with things. Between us, we've got to try and continue to keep clean sheets. And on Saturday in Ashton, didn't do that. I didn't think we were at the races all over the park. I think it wasn't a great performance, but times like these, doesn't matter how you get 3 points. 3 points on a board at the end of the season, they all count. Doesn't matter how they come.
You got the 3 points. How confident are you and the team going in that the season is going to be that's going to end on a successful note?
I mean, you'd like to think it is going to be positive, but all we can do as a team, as a squad, as a full group, the supporters, is keep looking 1 game ahead. We can't get too carried away with ourselves. Take each game as it comes. Every game's the biggest game of the season, and if we keep getting the 3 points, that's all we can do, and come the end of the season we'll be thereabouts.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
It's Cheshire Senior Cup action. as Greater Manchester's Altrincham FC visit the VanEupen Arena. The VanEupen Arena in the quarter-finals of the competition. Motors are sitting pretty at the top of the table, so Mick McGraa has decided to give some opportunities to some players who have struggled somewhat to get first team football, some coming back from injury. We'll run through that team for you now. So in goal is the return of Matty Corran. 2, making his first start for Vauxhall, is Jay Colley, new signing. 3, Greg Drummond. 4, Marcus James. 5, Thelwell Simon. 6, Aaron Dawson. 7, Joe Brandon, who makes his first start of the season. 8, Sean Mosscrop. 9, Connor Harwood. 10, and captain for the night, Ben Holmes. And 11, Bobby McDonald. And for the visitors, in red and white stripes tonight, in goal, number 21, Matthew Gould. Number 2, Edward Jones. Number 10 and captain, Elliot Osborne. Number 14, Ewan McGrady. 18, Ben Pringle. 25, Harlan Rogers Moores. Whoever wrote this team sheet, their handwriting is atrocious. 26, James Jones. 28, Maximilian Oibadeli. 30, Marcus Dianga. 31, Michael Giazzi. And 34, Miles Welsh Hayes.
Should have just left that team sheet, Patrick.
Yeah, I persevered, and now it was too late for me to back out. As you can see, I'm joined by, for the second time in 3 games, pleasure, is Reece Gavin?
Pleasure to be back, Patrick.
You have to say your name yourself, just to make sure.
Just to make sure, to be fair, mate.
So we're in cup action tonight, and Mick McGraa has decided to rest a few players. Do you think priorities have shifted somewhat?
To be fair, I just think, obviously, the likes of the players on the bench, Michael Berkey, Lewis Buckley, I just think, to be fair, you just can't risk them getting injured at this point in the season now. Obviously, if they were to pick up an injury today, it'd be a big dent in our title push, so I think it's a good decision, to be fair, from Nick.
And he's always got those options off the bench if he sees fit.
That's it. We've seen with Michael Berkey this season, when he's come off the bench, he's been unbelievable as well. So
he always seems to have. He always seems he has a point to prove as well when he comes off the bench. But it's Altrincham who are on the ball this early stage. What kind of test do you think this will be for the Motors, Reece? Altrincham in the National League.
I think it'll be very tough. They've had a relatively strong season in the National League mid-table, so obviously be a good side. Got a few quality players starting. Ben Pringle the standout, obviously Jordan Hume on the bench as well, as many people know. So they're obviously a very good side, 3 leagues above us, so it'll be a tough test, but we showed last year in our Cheshire Cup run that we're more than capable of beating teams at this level.
Knocked off Tranmere famously in the quarter-final at this very stage last season.
Probably not sure whether it was last season or the season before. We actually beat Altrincham in the Cup as well. Penalties at home, maybe.
I believe it was the season before. Oh, there's a decisive ball through, and the cross comes in. But as much as I'm going to sound like a broken record, it's that man again, James, who's attracted to the ball, and he clears it for another Altrincham corner. This time on the opposite side.
Certainly want to put a much better ball into the box here than the first few corners. Altrincham.
They're buzzing around the box, and it's an own goal. Looks like a bit of a miscommunication between Corran and Harwood. If that was at the other end, that'd be a bullet header, but it's at the wrong end. He looks absolutely devastated, and
that's good. No, he's had a very good start.
Yeah.
He's almost ran across the ball to try and clear it, and you heard it connect with the net, the header.
I think, although the own goal's been scored by Harwood, I think he needs a shout from his keeper there to leave it.
Yeah, looked like an awful ball. It didn't really seem like anyone wanted to try and defend and clear it over them. Harwood, to be fair, for some reason he's running towards his own goal instead of away from it.
He almost collided at the post.
Yeah.
So it's an own goal, and that means Altrincham take the lead in this quarter-final tie. The visitors lead 1-0.
Tempo just raising now from Altrincham.
Employ that tactic again, they draw a man short, but it goes in. It's cleared at the near post by Dawson. And now McDonald looks to scamper away with it, but he's cut out, and it's with Pringle. He shifts it out, and the touch evades. I think it's Osborne, yeah. There's a good tackle from Hully to end that attack.
I thought that was a good opportunity there to counter-attack with McDonald. He didn't seem as eager as he normally is to try beat the men there on the wing.
Harwood plays a great ball to Holmes, but he needs options. And he sprays it out wide to McDonald. Cuts inside. He's done really well. He gets the shot away.
Ooh.
Stings the keeper's palms. Where to go from there?
Very good effort. I just mentioned that he didn't seem too eager to beat his man, and then he just went and took on 2 or 3, cut inside, and the keeper looked a bit worried for a second there. First attempt on target for Vauxhall, and it's a promising sign.
Might have just been moving in the air.
It's the fact that he's very good at it.
It might fall in the box, so Buckley gets a pass in. It's past to McDonald, and it goes in. It took a deflection on the way, but the Motors are back in this game with just a few minutes left.
I just said a few minutes ago that you feel like there's going to be a big chance for Vauxhall Motors, and there it was. Best chance for either side of the game, and McDonald, there was no doubt there that he was going to put that in the back of the net, and that is exactly what Vauxhall Motors needed now.
The sweet depends.
Tell you what, just as I was trying to imagine Dufton Kelly playing centre forward, he was an absolute nuisance winning that, or just causing havoc for the defenders. It flipped on Buckley and he cuts it back.
Interesting to see the switch up already.
He's
up there, but
he's already gone to centre back. But it was good play from Buckley to cut the ball back, and McDonald, not the sweetest striker in the world, but we don't care one bit. It was in the back of the net. Game 1 apiece.
I'd say Vauxhall got what they deserved there, to be fair.
They've been
second half, but not
much better second half.
And now it's just a matter of seeing out this game now for Vauxhall Motors. As Corrin gets a hold of the ball, should be a big relief.
It's there to be won by either team. Calmly done by Dufton Kelly, despite Reece's whimper.
Yeah. Squeaky bum time now, guys.
There it is. Squeaky bum time's over. The referee calls full time. 1-1 between National League Altrincham and Vauxhall Motors. The goal from Bobby McDonald rescued the tie for the Motors, kept them in it, and now we're running the gauntlet. We're going into the lottery of penalties. Can Vauxhall break their losing streak this season in the shootout? We'll be back shortly for the beginning of the shootout. Now we're back live for the shootout. Altrincham won the toss. Well, they have elected to go first, and it'll be the captain Osborne step up. Responsibility.
Has always made his way in the dugout for a penalty shootout.
He steps up and it's saved by Corrin. Great start for the Motors.
Yeah, but look at Mavis. How's he found his way into the dugout again for another penalty shootout? And he always edges his way further and further to the players stood on the halfway line.
He'll be dishing out tactics soon.
Bruce Buckley, now the first way to step up for Vauxhall Motors after Corrin saves the first penalty.
21 goals this season, and he has a penalty in this shootout. to get Motors off to the perfect start. I'm furiously writing on my notepad.
Very good save from Colin there.
Got down well. Buckley runs up. And he slipped. He scuffed it. He's upset with himself and he sent it wide. That's a miss for Vauxhall. All level after one.
That's a big chance for Vauxhall early on. And I don't quite know what he's done there. Because
It looks like he's put a lot of power into it, but keeper went the wrong way, I think.
ball did.
Altrincham now. Second kick, and it's slotted away. It's the number 2, Jones, gets Altrincham on the board.
Donald now. It's the next player to walk up to the penalty spot as it looks like. Altrincham goalkeeper passes into the ball. The mind games.
Love a bit of goalkeeper mind games. Going for the full Emmy Martinez. So McDonald, the goal scorer in this game for Vauxhall.
Puts the ball down and then replaces it. Thing they say not to do.
Gets the whistle from the ref. It's McDonald and it's over. Oh, advantage Altrincham in the shootout.
It's 2 penalties missed from 2, not even one saved yet. It's a good chance now for Altrincham to pile the pressure on Vauxhall Motors.
It's Miles Welsh Hayes.
Seems confident in.
He ran up, didn't he?
There you go.
And it's saved by Corrin. Corrin doing his level best to keep Vauxhall in this.
Michael, Shaw.
It's penalty number 3.
Goalkeeper Gould back out for his man games this time, holding the ball, placing it down for Michael Berkey.
Man of the moment, Berkey. Although I think he'll be basically disappointed he didn't leave with January Player of the Month on the Motors Map podcast.
Great chance.
There's Berkey. And it's saved by the keeper.
Vauxhall haven't scored 1 penalty from 3 as of yet. And now Ben Pringle, man who's played at Wembley many times in playoff finals, won some, lost some. I'm sure he's used to the pressure.
Ben Pringle, can Corrin pull out yet another save? Keep Vauxhall in this. No, it's sent right down the middle. Corrin goes to his left.
Jordan Day now stepping up, he needs to score.
He has to score.
Motors in it. Has to score.
Amazing, this is the 4th penalty and not off the mark yet. This to keep Vauxhall in it. Otherwise, it'll be exit from the Cheshire Senior Cup for 2022-23. And it's saved! An incredible performance from the goalkeeper. Gould, 2 saves and 2 misses from Vauxhall. 4 consecutive missed penalties, and Altrincham dump Vauxhall out of the Cheshire Senior Cup at the quarter-final stage. No repeat of last year's run to the final, and it'll be an extra bitterly disappointed dressing room to go out in such style. Reece, no scored penalties in the shootout, more penalty heartache for the Motors.
Yeah, I think he summed it up there, bitterly disappointing. I think I just had a feeling when we brought it back to 1-1 and it went on to penalties that maybe we could have changed our run this season on penalties, but it wasn't to be. But credit to the lads, they played a team 3 leagues above them and they've not looked out of place whatsoever. And once again, I know this is now the 3rd cup that we've been knocked out on penalties, but that's a credit to the lads for taking it to penalties.
Got back into the game. So, exit from the Cheshire Senior Cup, but you do feel that some Motors fans, players, coaches can now turn their full attention to the charge for the league title, and with one result certainly going their way tonight, Wythenshawe being defeated 3-0. It's all systems go for that league title. But on the night tonight, it finishes Vauxhall Motors 1, Altrincham 1 after 90 minutes, and Altrincham progress into the semi-final of the Cheshire Senior Cup 2-0 on penalties. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll be back very soon.
Mick, a hard-earned draw resulted in a penalty shot of defeat against the good Altrincham side. What were your thoughts on that performance?
As you said, it was a good performance. I thought we played really well. We had the game plan to start. We left them have a little bit of the ball and trying to hit them on the break. I thought we did it well. You know, we conceded a known goal, which is unfortunate, but I thought second half, you know, we said to the lads, let's go after them and, you know, try and get something out of the game, and we did in the end eventually. I thought we were well deserved for the draw, maybe not to win.
But you left players such as Deere, Berkey, Buckley on the bench for today's game. Does that speak of just how great the squad depth is?
Yeah, we know. As I said, we've got, obviously Bobby's been in and out for the last couple of weeks. Brandon's been in and out himself. And you know, lads, you can't just keep playing the same 11. So we give everyone a chance. I mean, I thought even Jay Colley, who's come in today, we've signed from Leeds. I thought he was excellent today. Yeah, I thought that's good from 1 to 11. Even the subs who come on, good performance.
And Baker was exceptional when he came on at the end, providing the assist for McDonald.
Yeah, Baker's Baker, and he's on fire at the moment, and he's playing really well. But as I said, we can't play the same 11 every week.
And just touching on your back line for a second, you kept an experienced pro in Ben Pringle relatively quiet on the attack. What was your thoughts on the back line and the way that your team performed defensively?
Yeah, no, as I said, I thought the back four, young Matty in goal again, 17. I thought they played well. You know, they haven't played together before. Obviously Jake's new, but yeah, I thought we were solid. I mean, Greg at left back was comfortable. Look, we've got a good back four, whoever plays there, and you know, they showed that again tonight. And
back to league action on Saturday. Will it be a hard game to prepare for after tonight's defeat? No, we don't take that as a defeat tonight, because we'll take it as a draw. I know people go, oh, you got beat. Yeah, we got beat on penalties, but in 90 minutes. Take the positives. We'll take positives, and we've got a tough game with Prestwich. I mean, they're a really good side. So, you know, we've got to go there, work hard, and try and get 3 points. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Thank you.